Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Sunday, July the 10th, the year's 2022. Let's talk trading. Weekly, open, and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. We can see here on the dashboard all the gaps have filled, and the pounded gap down and it filled, and it looks like all but one pair gap down, and it looks like the actually the euro AUD, I don't even know if it gapped because that's gray. And we can see here we are in the lower wick zone of the daily, and we're in the lower wick zone of the weekly. And 3 weeks ago, looks like we had an inside bar right there. Take a quick look at the monthly. As stated, we're in that lower wick zone of the previous month, and we're 189 pips below the monthly open. And at the moment, we're about 18, almost 18 pips below the weekly open. We are putting in the opening range for the week. We are inside the opening range for the month, and we're about, it looks like 8 or 9 pips above the opening, or the low for the opening range of the month. So we might break, if it breaks that 1976 area, let's see how far down it can go. And the yearly low was 1875. So we're 109 pips above that. But who knows? The way this month is going, it could go further down. But according to the seasonality indicator, supposed to see a move higher in the early August. So there's still a lot left in this month. Good full 3 trading weeks, so 15 trading days, I believe, looking at the calendar. So a lot can happen, that's for sure. Inside bar, we're below the weekly inside bar from 3 weeks ago and the daily inside bar from 5 days ago. For the range right now, we have 1, 2, 3 pairs over 100 pips in range, with the pound clocking in at 60, and we're 8 hours, a little over, almost 9 hours into the trading day. So it looks like we're getting ready to head into London session. Buy zone, hit the buy zone, went up, came back down. That weekly open crossover here, which is also the daily, since this is the Sunday Monday candle. You can see here a nice short. So for you traders struggling, you know, the weekly open, you almost always have a couple opportunities during the week to do a weekly open crossover, and it could be good for a bucket load of pips. Rat zone, the range is large enough, right here at 60. You can see we are in the green rat zone, but be careful because it seems like price wants to go down. And just looking back here, the open is like 120.03. So keeping that in mind when you're looking for these reversals. So just be careful if you're going long on the pound. That's all I can say right now. Doesn't look good. Bambino indicator signaled a long. We opened near the pivot, said near the pivot was long, so it paid off the first time. Second time, not so much. And so it looks like we've already hit the weekly pivot. So looking at the charts here, we hit the daily, and we've hit the weekly, but we're 257 pips away from that monthly pivot, and we've missed it by 64 pips. Okay, as you can see, we've got huge wick zones. So we started inside the lower, hit the upper, came back into the lower. So I wouldn't be surprised if we wound up in the wick zone today. It's so huge, but you just never know. We could go down easily 100 pips, or we could go up 100 pips from where we're at. And looking at the smart range, once again, weekly, only 60 pips with the ATR being 300. Last week we clocked in at 290, and the week before 357. So we could have some movement. I would imagine we got to add at least a couple hundred pips to that weekly range, unless it's going to look like the range of 3 weeks ago, but it still means we have to add 100 pips to it. It's not time for the wall mall method, but once again, struggling traders just trading these simple horizontal line trades at, prices ending in 0. And if you're struggling, if you can just learn to take a pip, because I would imagine chances are you enter a trade and you might be up 1, 2, or 3 pips, and then it reverses on you and you wound up losing 5 or 10, and then it happens again and happens again. Well, if that keeps happening, that you're up anywhere from 1 to 3 pips, and that's maybe the market telling you something that, hey, your entry is good for 1, 2, or 3 pips. So take what the market is giving you the opportunity to take. Because the market's not going to just give it to you. It's going to give you the opportunity, but you have to take it. And not worry about how other people are making, tens or hundreds of pips. That's not important. What's important is you, your account, your method, and your profit, your money, your portfolio. And it's real easy to get caught up, especially if you're watching, a bunch of other people's YouTube videos and you're on these online, trading forums, or you're on Telegram or Signal or WhatsApp, or, all these different things out there for traders, Pal Talk, Facebook, Instagram. I mean, it's just a deluge. So what you need to do is focus on one method, preferably one instrument, whether it's one stock, one foreign exchange currency pair, one commodity, one crypto, and just stick with it. Because what you're going to wind up seeing is, and it's going to hit you hard once you get that aha moment, then it's going to be a whole different game. You're going to see that once you put the trade on, it's all about risk and money management. You see, most people focus on the entry. And I used to be in that debate, what's more important, the entry or the exit? And the thing is, it's the money management and risk management that's more important. And yes, that might have something to do with the exit, but most of the time, we talked about gambling, and the traders are actually placing bets because when they place their trade, they're putting a TP and they're putting a stop loss, and then they can pretty much walk away and let the market do what it's going to do. And that's a gamble, that's speculation. And even if somebody said, well, if the statistics or probabilities are in your favor, it's not gambling. Well, yes, it is. Because whenever you endeavor in speculation, it's a gamble because there's an opportunity or chance or probability that it's not going to go your way. It's not going to give you a profit. You're speculating. You know, you drill for oil, some holes come dry, some you hit the gusher. It's, you know, with all the scientific data now, it's still speculation. But if you want to get in and actively trade, and where you're almost living and dying tick by tick, when you see your opportunities to take a couple pips, or, you know, 20 bucks, 50 bucks, 100 bucks, 1,000 bucks, whatever it is, you go in, you take it, you're in and out, and you're in and out quick. You might only be in the trade for less than a minute, or maybe a couple of minutes. In fact, on that one broker, they have a 30-second rule. And let me tell you something, it drives me crazy. I'll get in a trade, and especially, you know, if it's in the same bar, a lot of times it'll make its move within the first 30 seconds. But let's say I got in, I don't know, let's say 15 seconds, you know, into a 1-minute bar. And so I have to wait 30 seconds, so that's 45 seconds, you know, when it's, you know, bar 45, 15 seconds to go. Well, a lot of times it'll make its move in the first 30 seconds in the direction that I wanted it to go, but then after that 30 seconds, it'll turn around, and then it might put me in a place where I am going to have to wait because the profit's no longer there. And then I have to say, hopefully the market will go back to where it was and I can take that profit. But because I had to wait, I couldn't take the profit off the table. And I'm not really sure why they have that rule, but, you know, that's one of their rules. But actually, to be honest, sometimes it actually makes me more money because I would have already, say, punched out with 2 pips, but because I had to wait, it flashes up, and the next thing I know, I'm up 3 pips or more. So I guess it kind of evens out, but it's just something I have to get used to. And it does take some getting used to. Okay, lower high trade here on the M5. We're going to have to wait. We've got a 3 ball at the bottom. And for you semaphore traders, make sure you're not on the wrong side of the ball. And what I mean by that is if you've got a 3 ball at the bottom, okay, you want to make sure that price is going up. If you're playing that reversal, I know that might sound obvious, so you don't want to be on the wrong side of the ball. So if you see the ball here and it's moving down, you need to wait for price to start to move up. Just don't be on the wrong side of the ball. So, fellow traders, I hope you have a profitable week. Excuse me. Hope you have a fun and safe weekend. And when you sit down at your terminal, always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So drain the banks. This is the Rumple One, over and out.